everyone, it's Apple here to make mathematics easier. This is a survival guide to Algebra 1 that will help you not hate math. Math is all about understanding what you're doing. So if you don't understand anything, just comment down below and I will answer or reply with another video to help you get the picture. Now let's start by learning about variables and expressions. First, we're going to find out what variables are. Let's say you have a number of chocolates. You don't know how many you have, but you want to write it down. You can say you have X chocolates. It doesn't have to be X though. You can choose any letter to represent a variable. Some of the most common ones are X, which is generally used for numbers, S, which is used for speed, D, which is used for distance. You can also see Y used for numbers. Now, when you perform operations with one or more numbers and variables, it is known as an expression. And operation is just a fancy word that means like multiplication, subtraction, or any of those kind of things. When you say expression in words, it's called a verbal expression, like sum of 2 and 3, or product of y and 6. And then those written in numbers are known as algebraic expressions. Here are some algebraic expressions. X plus 6, S minus 2, D minus X, 4 times Y. Now 4 times Y can be written in many ways as shown. And a number and a variable with nothing between them are multiplied. If you have the expression 7x minus 9, 9 is subtracted from the product of 7 and x. Now what is a product? Product here is the result of multiplying two things. If you have 7 and x, the product of these two is 7x. If you have 2 and 4, the product of these two is 8. Factors are the opposite. Factors are multiplied to make the product. In the example of 7x, 7 and x are the factors, while 7x is the product of these factors. When you divide, the numbers can be written in different ways too. These mean the same thing, 6 divided by 3. When separated by a division line, like in this example, the top is called the numerator, and the bottom is the denominator. Here, 6 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. The answer is called the quotient. So 2 is the quotient because 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. You all have probably seen this thing in one of your books. There is something written on top right of the number or letter, like 7 to the power of 3, which means 7 is multiplied to itself 3 times. 7 times 7 times 7, which is 343. It is not 3 times 7, which is 21. If it is x to the 5th power, then x is multiplied to itself 5 times, or x times x times x times x times x. In this case, we say that x is raised to the 5th power. X is the base, which is the number that is being multiplied to itself. 5 is the exponent, representing the number of times the base multiplies to itself. The exponents 2 and 3 have special names. When you multiply a number by itself twice, which is an exponent of 2, it is being squared. When you multiply a number by itself 3 times, it is being cubed. Remember this, it is important because you don't use to the power of 2, to the power of 3 many times. They might just say the number is squared or the number is cubed. Now, when you find out the answer to an expression, It is known as evaluating an expression. So there will be questions asking you to evaluate an expression. They just want to know the answer. For example, 7 cubed equals 343. You evaluated the expression 7 cubed to get 343. That's all for today. Now it's question time. Pause the video after the question is read out. After you're done answering, play the video again to see me answer the question. You can keep a book or a piece of paper to work out or write down the answers. Let's make the first question easy. Write down the sum of 25 and x. You can write down 25 plus x or x plus 25. If you have a strict teacher, she might want you to write in order, which means you have to write down 25 plus x. But you are correct if you write it either way. Now write the verbal expression for 2y plus 5. You should get something like the sum of 5 and the product of 2 and y, or the product of 2y increased by 5. Again, either way is correct, and what actually matters could be what your teacher wants. Now let's do a challenge. You have to write an algebraic expression for a verbal expression that I give you. 2/5 of a number less than 7 multiplied by itself 5 times. Since x is generally used for unknown numbers, I will use x as our variable. Your answer is right even if you used another variable to represent a number. 2/5 of a number means x multiplied by 2 over 5, or 2x over 5. 7 multiplied to itself 5 times is 7 to the 5th power. 2/5 of a number less than 7 raised to the power of 5 is 7 raised to the power of 5 minus 2x over 5. We are done for today. Practice worksheet links are given below. Print the worksheets and answer the questions. Compare them to the correct answers after you are done with the whole worksheet. There are 1 or 2 questions which will require you to go beyond the video to get the correct answer. That method will be explained in the next video. If you have any doubts or problems that you'd like to solve, leave them in the comment section. See you later and keep up the good work.